Okay, guys. So I hope you guys can clearly hear me out. Uh, yes, I think Sonam.
Yes,
Can
sir.
you guys?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Sure. Wonderful. So, guys, today's session is going to be a little more uh, session because we have all witnessed the power of generative AI or the power of artificial intelligence in terms of content writing. And why content writing and AI is so much complementary to each other is because a lot of time is involved or gets involved into the process of linguistically deciphering and demystifying phraseology. Now, what is phraseology? Phraseology is the art of paraphrasing the same sentences into 10 different forms to understand or to help write different and creative each time. So, this aspect of being different and creative each time is going to be a very important element of differentiation of our qualitative writing that we are doing day in and day out. So writing does not restrict ourselves only to email per se, but it also has its various flavors into varieties of different context and format that we engage. For example, if your boss quickly comes up and asks you, what is the update over a WhatsApp? That is also a writing, right? Where you might have to use better phrases, better understanding of the concept, use a little more elaborate, I mean, better vocabulary each time, and nevertheless the sentence construction. Right? So, how can we formalize a better uh, approach by utilizing the free resources around generative AI, not just AI, but generative AI that we have? So, the difference between our normal artificial intelligence and generative AI is generative AI is evolving on its own. It has a hype or a text or a context which is built each time. So it is a different use case each time. So the element of difference of your uh, sentence construction each time can build through generative AI, right? So why Chat GPT becomes more important is just because it does not give a repetitive answer to any one of us. So maybe 50 people are using it. So 50 people are going to get a 50 different combination of those sentences. And therefore, the plagiarism or the duplication of content is not, is solved. So therefore, it becomes very easy for this tool to be a handy tool for all of us if we are looking forward to communicate. So guys, first screen and the first thing that I would want you to understand is that any AI for that matter has to be given or has to be rendered some sort of inclusive intelligence. Now, what is inclusive intelligence? Is how you educate the generative AI tool to first standardize and be selective in terms of its approach. So, the moment I wanted to actually put across the art of email writing through ChatGPT, I quickly and specifically wrote writing email. Why? Because the moment I give that a quick a quick hint to that tool, it will channelize all its algorithms actually to function only on writing email. Okay. Now, the after the hit questions, I am into the next stage, which is scenario building. Now, a lot of you might just not understand its impact, but as we go further, as we go into the next slides, you will see its impact. It's very, very impactful. How? The complexity and the intricacies of your topic may differ. For example, I have written a topic here which says that you have to write an email to the competent authority to release the payment as per schedule, failing which the project stands terminated. On the other hand, the client is insisting to complete the project first and the payment shall be released basis the completion cycle. One of the common scenarios where we are doing escalation, and kind of a scenario which is quite easy for this tool to understand, so I have put it across. Now just think from a perspective that when you give such kind of an opportunity, the tool will analyze and come back to simple, uh, you know, body composition, subject lines, and more detail around the email. But when you try and build complex scenarios, you would have to go step by step. So never ever try and give a very specific scenario to the algorithm or to the generative AI without educating it. So the moment you give the first scenario, which is easier, it will continue to build better scenarios. So always remember, how you educate is complementary to the quality of content that you're going to extract. So I have given a very generic scenario. And please understand that you also would have to do a generic scenario. You can't just have your own scenario or a mail trail which will copy and paste it here, because that is not going to work. You have to build easy scenarios first and keep a list. So generally, what do I do in that case is I have built various scenarios here. you know, right from a stage of releasing the payment, to have some other important elements, then certain operations scenarios. So this way it will help me having more, be able to give more or educate more to the process of generative AI in order to achieve that. And this is very, very critical, very, very important. Right? Now, in this manner, what we now witness is that at the time of sharing this, it will continue to understand more about the nature of work that you are doing, and this generative AI tool will continue to yield better results each time if you build appropriate scenarios and share. So therefore, building scenarios initially is very, very critical. Now let's see how the results are going to be useful to us in terms of its usability and efficacy in writing similar emails, and what are the areas through which you can imbibe, understand, and function. So the moment I put across, you would be amazed to see the kind of results. So I would rather, instead of showing a presentation, I'll do it live in front of you so that you understand what it is going to be. So this is the scenario, and this is the tool that I have. Right. By the way, they have also started upselling or subscription selling. So, you can see the subscription model is on. Now, if I just put the scenario and enter it, okay, see it's analyzing right now. Now, it is it's giving me the solution, which is, still writing. See, just wait. Why is it taking time in the next cycle? Is because we have already utilized this particular topic once above. So I'll show you. I'll show you this one. Okay. So therefore, it is going to use the entire thing differently. So no two emails are going to be similar. That is the beauty of generative AI. Now see how beautifully it has written it here. Clearly urgent. I did not write the word urgent. It did, right? Payment schedule adherence critical for your project continuation. Amazing way of writing the subject line. relevance, criticality, point of objective, everything is very clearly defined. Then dear, the client name, and this, entire statement. Now you see the phraseology that I was talking about, right? Timely payments are vital for sustaining projects momentum. Now, every time you use this, you will see there is a possible opportunity to learn from. So, essentially, each of these statements to address this concern, I propose a collaborative solution in order to safeguard project success, uphold the quality of deliverables. Now, I did not purposefully wrote this specific areas for which it is suggesting me to write, but just because I purposefully intend to give it a social hint of how I should be putting it across to the person's mind or image, the it understands that while writing an email, I have to bring those elements of differentiation in each of my attempt, and therefore I can be as elaborative as collaborative as I could be, and hence a possible list of phrases and a body composition which is very, very different and at the same time elaborate. Now, the important aspect is that there are so many other plethora of options within this framework which we can utilize. How? I'll show you. So far, is this clear that how can you utilize the phraseology can be something which you can copy. The phrases, the way it intends to bring point by point solution or written phrases or kind of paraphrasing. You can paraphrase the same list of pointers in your own words, and you can try and utilize those thought starters or phrases, initial phrases, in order to express better. Now, see, the beauty is, I'll tell you what the beauty of this tool is, that here on the right hand side, there is a tool corner, right, which is generally denoted by K. Now, the moment you click on that, you will have at least 8 different ways of reutilizing this content into a different context. For example, I am running short of time. I've already given a reminder. I'm probably trying to send it to the other person. I want to shorten this entire. I simply would have to click on shorten and this will start working. Now, the moment it starts working, it is going to give me a shorter version of this. Very simple. See. And if I give it a thumbs up, it will realize that it was a great tool, right? Or great attempt. So I say nice. Simple. And don't write elaborative. See, it's not a human, right? It's a tool. So the moment you write simple words like I like it, nice, good, bad, it will understand immediately, right? So this is the process of educating the same which I'm talking about. Now it will continue to give you such uh, results depend. I mean, because you are continue to educate that tool. So likewise, you can have sort of uh, try and clarify better, try and exemplify, expand the same thing, explain it again, shorten, or you can use the tweetify, which is you can tweet the entire content very easily, so it will further compress within the number of characters to sort of use that in any form of tweets if you would want. So this is a revolutionary tool, guys, and specifically to email, it has a lot of significance. Trust me, lot of significance. Okay. Now, going back to some other important areas which are critical to our understanding. So, at times when we are referring to other situations, we might just do not need a full email, but smaller aspects of the email, maybe the subject lines. Now, you will be surprised to know the moment you write subject line for emails, it will automatically understand that you are trying to talk about the same scenario that you initially built and it will immediately give you results related to ChatGPT with respect to the same scenario without having any confusions, and just do not give you an opportunity of one to two, but at least six, seven of different subject lines. Now, this is even more interesting. Why? Because a lot of times we see we have a feeler or a kind of a notion that uh, how can we build better phrases around the greetings and salutation, or how should we be able to end the conversation. Now, if you're trying to use an end statement, you can write end statement of an email. It will start giving you results. Now, it will just not give you the result of any uh, XYZ email, but the same scenario that you initially built, right? And similarly, if you wish, you can have a elaborative version of it, exemplify it, use into the different genres that we've already discussed, which is the tool on the right hand side which comes. So this will help you to actually just not obtain an entire email, but into parts and parcel of things also, if you wish to. So say suppose you're not getting to understand how can I use the body composition. Can there be so body of the email? If you write this simple keyword, it will give you one to two paragraphs only. If you further want to shorten it, you can shorten it. Now, if you're writing good emails, and if you wish to write good emails, every time you can't be different in your approach. But with the help of this tool, you certainly can. Okay. So I have personally been using this, and I'm telling you this right in front of you that this is a revolutionary tool which can certainly make a lot of impact. And when you try and keep educating this, with the process that I've already discussed here, when you try and keep using it, you will see that it is going to give you a great amount of understand. I mean, it will continue to build a great amount of understanding, and it will eventually move into the process of personalization of content. So next time when you log in and you put across things, it will automatically understand that you have given thumbs up to such kind of content. So you sort of, uh, you know, uh, agreed to a certain list of permutation combination that it exposed to you, and therefore it will continue to give you the same thing. Just like you see the similar videos that you have seen last time on YouTube, which is called retargeting. And similarly, this retargeting of content and improvisation and personalization of content is in the DNA of this tool. It will help you to even perform better. So next time, whenever you are writing a bigger email or something as an additional part or understanding of things that you want to describe better, don't have to go to you know some teacher or a tutor or anybody else, but you just have to open a simple chat GPT which can make things work easier for you. Right? And specifically with respect to content and email writing, it works wonders. It works wonders. So this was just a quick session to help you understand the impact and a few handful of things that you could probably go and take away take it away in the session of today, which is around how to use the generative AI tool ChatGPT in effectively writing better emails each time. So, any questions, anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, guys. So, I'm ending the conversation. Thank you once again for joining, everyone, and all the best. So,